Okay, so I go to Zillow.com, it's actually very accurate. Phone number, they try to do like a quick scan of the listing before I make the call. So I look for picture quality. Is this a professional photo? Is it something that the owner just kind of like threw together? Something like that. I look at the price. Is it appropriately priced? Is it underpriced? Is it overpriced? They actually resort to RPR and comps in the area, and she has MLS for that. Has the house been on sale before with a realtor, right? Like, is it something that the owner kind of like ditched a realtor, like his own thing? And it's just, I feel like this is important because it allows for a better knowledgeable conversation when to call the client. And I also want to know if it was on sale at any point before. I want to see pictures of what it used to look like. Is it upgraded? Like things like that. I also want to check the tax record. Is it an absentee owner? Is it an LLC? Is it an estate? It just allows for the everyone to call for conversation to have a better picture of what is going on. And I like to check for likes and saves. So if the house has not many likes, but it's been on the market for a while, that's pretty telling, right? Like, why is that? And they're like, could insert yourself, like maybe they need a realtor. And if it's has a lot of likes and is not on the market for a long time, I still think you need a realtor because I feel like it could be overwhelming for an owner to sort through all those offers that come in. You could have expertise in that. And so when I do call them, I have a better understanding of what's happening. What the house is starting, like control, like things I can look for. Many different. And some of the things where like the question when I do is there's like while it's on Zillow and maybe other platforms, it's still not on a professional realtor base. Not on the CNJ MLS, not on the MLS, not on the GS. So you're minimizing the maximum exposure to. I mean, do you guys check Zillow? I don't know what you do, or any real or any physical sections. Money. For doing it. And even if the price is appropriate, even if it hasn't properly priced, I feel like the price changing so quickly, they don't have the tools to adjust, right? Like if it's sitting on the market for a really long time, then why is that? So like I can be able to give them information with like to be able to help them navigate some of the challenges they provide. And they don't have the capability to market their property the way we would, and they don't have to use that. Can help you beyond just like putting it on bill, like they don't have capability because you're able that I take, and they simply don't have the network that we do, right? So we know each other, they just know the people that are coming in inquiring about the house, and some of them are wasting their time. So I feel like they don't have the network that the realtors do. So when I call, I feel like I have a good briefing on the property, and I feel really prepared to having a meaningful conversation with the owner. I do call. And I really try to push those forums. I try to push the realtor-based MLS platform, the neighborhood strategy, the marketing strategy, and the realtor network. So one of those things is going to get me an appointment. The owner really is on the fence about getting a realtor. Right? Like, am I appropriately priced? Am I getting the most exposure that I can? Like, am I properly marketed? Am I missing out on realtors knowing each other? So like just putting that little they're number one objectives, I feel like is they don't want to pay a fee, right? They don't want to pay the filter fee. They don't trust the realtors for whatever reason, or they feel like they know more than the realtor. Those are just the three things that I come across that are objectives. So, but if you go back like, okay, like you don't trust the realtor, like it's a brand new experience, tell me what you want. I'm here to like your goals are my goals, right? So if I'm able to do and ethically do what you want me to do, I will help you do that. And it's I feel like it's a connection driven lead generation. You have to be able to connect, you have to be able to trust you. That's really what I found with the physicals that list with me is that we've been able to build a connection early on, and they trust me and they are able to let me do.
How many digital have you converted to listings?
4.
How many calls do you typically make?
So I try to I tried to call them all honestly, and I also save them on Zillow. Zillow's really good about telling you, hey, it's under contract, or hey, it's sold, or hey, there's a price reduction. So I kind of like the work for you. So I always try to save them. Like today, there's a house number that, they sold this, and I got an email, and then 2 hours later, it was sold with a realtor for 10,000. So I don't know what happened there. Yeah, it was really strange. Signatures again. I don't know what that's about,
Maybe
but
they had a buyer.
maybe, so they listed it?
Well, they wouldn't have, they do things interestingly, but they might have just had the buyer, so it comes up as that on the
So
system.
they sold it according to Zillow for 500, and then 2 hours later, we listed it for 510.
So physical way of download your commission, they don't.
So I usually ask them like, what do you want to do, right? So everything's negotiable. I find that it's money I wouldn't have otherwise. So I try to meet them at a range that is friendly for everybody. Yes, they are very frugal. I will say that. That's the point of doing it yourself. And honestly, they don't need us right now. They really don't. Like if you put it on the market, someone's going to come give you an offer. Is it the best offer? We don't know. Like that's the risk that they're taking. And I feel like what we can bring to the physical table expertise that they don't have.
So if Cynthia and you both of you, there's maybe if that guideline doesn't work and that thing doesn't work anymore, like, put your offer, your asking price, and I'll put the commission. You can use it.
It depends on the person.
Yeah, what they want to do, like, yeah, like, if you can somehow
They
get
make
the
that
money.
mistake in summit. They make a call that physical house, I remember, like a year and a half. So I made that mistake, only he was like, I don't wanna pay the commission. I said, okay, thank you so much, bye. And after 5 or 10 days, someone else is on X Calvary. The agent here, he listed that.
Yeah,
They have their time. I made that. Should have told them, don't worry.
But that's where, you know what, if you come to me and say, I just blew up this, it made a awful mistake. I'd rather have you come and say that to me. I will jump and hug you because that means you did something, especially out of your comfort zone. When you started making these calls, was this comfortable?
it was not. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm feeling, but just with the repetition, I got better with my dialogue.
When they call,
I still remember that, man. I really do. I still remember that.
you want to say?
Hello. Like, they want to play, like, they want to play. I'm like, it was,
Number.
right. Yeah.
You're gonna be on the November office calendar call session. I will be calling you to come in because then I can listen to the dialogue. We can tweak things. And it all depends on the person. But when you look at doing FSBOs, is this something you're going to continue to do?
Definitely. I've even struck out with this though, but they like the way that I work and they refer me to someone else. And I listened back. Like, so that was something, yeah.
Feel that.
No, I call my friend,
It's the consistency. Because I call every morning from 9 to 10. When we first started doing this, I was like, oh, good Lord. I was saying stuff and I'm listening to myself like, well, that's not. But as I listened to other managers' calls, as I took notes on what people responded back to me, I was able to get my flow. Does it work all the time? No, but it does because it's consistent. So I'm time blocked. If any of you call me between 9 and 10, do I answer you?
No.
Exactly, because I'm blocked for that time. When Ev is calling, she's blocked for that time. Like, this is when I'm doing this because this is how she's looking at growing her business. This is one piece of it. She does open houses. You don't always see her because she's dual career, but she comes in, she'll come in for training, she ducks in for things here and there, but she is very well versed on what is going on in the office and in the market because you have to. If you're calling in for sale by owner and they say, well, what do you know about my town?
I try to, that way the pre-work is important.
What's the best part of this And how are you going to tweak it for 2023? Mm-hmm.
Just. I find one and like I'm going to stop and knock on the door. Like that's because they're not always on Zillow. They're on other platforms to try to pay for, and when I search it, it doesn't come up. So, but I know it's for sale owners. So like, getting out of my car and knocking on the stores, especially because I like you guys. I work for Starbucks, and I'm constantly driving to other locations to get product. We have no idea how many physical times that costs. So like doing that, obviously, but going back after work.
Remember this area? Knock at door and they were like, what? You were thinking,
Store your house casual sure in our cabinet. Have some of those in the car with you. Have door knockers in the car with you. So that when you do drive by, you can stop and leave something. And if you know that you're gonna come back, I would run a quick RPR because that's branded to who? You.
You should do that. Like I would download the RPR and like send it as a link to the owner. Like, hey, like I know, you know, they'll blow me off. Like, hey, I don't want a realtor, or I'm not paying your commission. All right, no problem. Here's an RPR on me regardless. So just for let them know that I'm very helpful.
And you can also post an open house.
Oh yeah, I do that. So an exclusive 1-day listing where I offer to do an open house for 1 day, and if I get the buyer, great. And if the realtor comes with the buyer, like regardless, I feel like the owner still wins. But it's a 1 day, and obviously you can put on the MLS, but you can do a lot of legwork where you can the day before or even the week before tell the neighbors they're right. I'm having an open house on Saturday. It's exclusive. No one's gonna know about it. Preview, and you can do that. So I feel like the owner wins regardless of what happens.
And that's on your social media. I'm hosting an open house here. People are like, oh my gosh, in Berkeley Heights or everywhere. She's got listings everywhere. So you are getting people to see you. And an open house, we talked about right before the meeting started. All of your prospecting can go right around that. That's door knocking, that's calling, that's sending out emails, that's inviting the neighbors. All of that is around an open house. One thing you can tick off all of the things. I want to talk to 5 people I never spoke to before. I'm a door knock around the open house, or I'm going to call them. I'm going to send out my newsletter. I'm going to load that street into my contact management system and send them my newsletter. Everything that gets you in front of people gets you more business. You get an appointment, that gets a transaction, you get paid. That's the trajectory of what all of this is. And Ed took this on and was like, I have limited time, but I can pick up my phone. Any other questions for Adam? Has anyone else called a for sale by owner? Well, besides Mr. Sonic. Who else has called a for sale by owner? But you've seen them? What stopped you from calling?
Thing is, I have things to do.
Online, has anyone called a for sale by owner? Wow, if nobody answers, I'm gonna stop doing Zoom. But the for sale by owner, yes, because you're like, oh. But that person needs help because there's stuff they don't know. Because when they get an offer, whatever's in that offer, that's it, because they're not represented by anyone. It's whatever is written down, that's it. Oh, I want your refrigerator, your washer, your dryer, your car, I don't know, whatever it is. They have no one to say you don't have to do that. And in 2020, 2021, yes, they didn't need us as much because people were flying off the shelf with cash. That's changing. They need you now more than ever because everybody thinks they know everything. My first car, I had to get a gapper and spark plugs because oil leaked into one spark plug. So I had to know how to change spark plugs. That's about it. That doesn't mean I can build a car. I know one thing, one. But I'm like, yeah, I can fix my own car. Yes, that's Christian. I would think, I can fix my own car, I have a galper, I change spark plugs, but that, no. No, right. So someone who puts their house in the market, I looked on YouTube and they said to do this. No, you might know one thing.
I tried it from a product, I like that accidentally. Being like, I hate it. Like,
At every conversation with the seller, if you look at the average commission is $20,000, are you giving a $20,000 conversation to that homeowner? Because if you are and you're talking to them, this is an asset, there's equity in this. If you're talking to them as a business owner, they will listen. Maybe they don't listen the first day, but when it's been sitting there for a while, they're gonna listen. I even talk about security. How are you vetting people that are coming in your home? You won't let the mailman in. UPS has to drop the box at the door, but you're gonna let a complete stranger who pulled up, I saw your house is for sale. Come on in, let me walk you around. Murderer.
Make sure that their offer is very recent. Like I tried to give them the tools so that they can do it themselves, but I really want to come across as someone that's selfless and I want to be helpful. So like that's really my shirt.
I just recently, personally in my emails, remember the conflict, this one, really, ultimately, what do they tell you? The fact that they're just gonna put your name out there and your company out there, they're not, you guys are gonna service them, you guys are gonna help them, and you're gonna market for them, you're gonna find people to drive them to their property, right? So that's what you guys are selling, versus anybody else out there. Because the seller really doesn't want to hear somebody go, oh my God, this kitchen is small, it's outdated. They don't want to hear that stuff. They don't want to hear that stuff. That's why they leave when it's open houses, right? So you guys got a lot of competition, but how much of what you're going to do for that client is what sells them and turns them over to choosing you guys, right?
Great value proposition. There's a house listed by Ideal Agent on Brookside and Fair. I have never seen an open house. I know the house is there. I mean, I go to Quick Trip over there on Sunday for coffee. When I was walking, I would walk that way with a lovely little old lady, that lived there, who, I don't know if she called Ideal or a relative did. I've never seen any activity over there at all. And that's a waste. It looks like a beautiful house. I was trying to find it on the MLS and I'm not finding that particular one. So I don't even know where it's at. So, watch and see if the sign ever comes down. Thank you, Ms. Adams. In office, we have great resources, but we don't know that if we're not in the building with each other. Which brings me to, we're going to have a homecoming, getting people back into the office. We're gonna do it Monday, okay, don't hold me to that date. But we're gonna do it because Monday Night Football. So wear your jersey, hot dogs, burgers, cornhole, football, balloons. So wear your school jersey, wear your team jersey. We're just gonna have some fun and remind people that our building is here. And get back to your desk, get back to doing things here, get your clients into here. We're also gonna do a cleanup. I have to take a Saturday for that. I'm gonna get a bag store because I love that little crane thing. It picks it up and put that out. That holds 3,000 pounds of trash. Go through your desk, whatever crap you've been holding on to, like I'm sure this will come back at some point. No, it's not. Put it in there. We have a brand new shed. Get your signs in there neatly, and the new open house signs. Bring them back after your open house. Bring them back. Cut the strings off. Cut the balloons off, because you wouldn't want to pick up a sign and have to go to your open house like, what the? Yeah. cut that off, put them in there, because we're doing Thursday open houses, Friday open houses, Saturday open houses, Sunday open. We need the sign. If you don't already have personalized signs, a lot of you have personalized signs, so you don't need them, but I ordered 27 signs. If they're sitting in your driveway and I drive by your house because I know where everyone lives, don't make me have to come and get them. And just to keep things moving, the next lead generator, videos. Again, FREE. Sandy put out a beautiful video and she got activity from it. Everybody should be looking at different ways to reach people. This is the one. 85% of buyers and sellers prefer to work with an agent who's using a video because they want to see who you are. And as someone said to me, you look how you look and you sound how you sound. That's not going to change. It's just not. Right. But do the video. And I'm doing them because I can't ask you to do something that I'm not doing. I spoke at the National Hispanic Real Estate Professional Group Tuesday night. So I put out a video on Facebook and Instagram. Who saw it? Okay. Do I sound like that? Okay. But you look at it, and what did Tom Ferry say about the number of likes on a video, if you remember?
20 is classroom,
Mm-hmm.
100 is
Right. So if 20 people liked your video, that's like, if you think about a classroom in school, that's a good number of people that liked your video. They're going to tell someone about it. So it's putting something out weekly. Who has put out a video? What was that, Emmanuel?
It generated some conversations that I was surprised to people. I would never take from that particular person. I didn't take the money or they have so much money. So the videos they are going to be there.
Exactly.
Good thing is that it's a little uncomfortable for people, but have fun with it. Record yourself, listen to yourself. I have a lawyer friend of mine called me from London. He said, "Mano, tweak it this way, or you put it out." And eventually got me a conversation. So spurred on by that, I'm just going to make sure I keep doing that time.
Actually, house. You know, look, here's a great dining room. Look, like you can do different rooms, put them out different days. Doesn't have to all be on the same day. When you're door knocking, like I'll do a quick video sometimes, and we'll put that out when we're door knocking. We always get likes, like, "Oh my gosh, you guys really door knock?" Yes, we do. This is part of our job. So I have, and I'm going to give you the handouts on this, but there's so many just cool things to do, and people like to listen. So they're like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So if this is the #1 marketing tool and we're not using it, we're missing out. Now, granted, I made sure my lipstick was fine for Tuesday, but you know, that was my concession for that. Oh God, help us all. Again, open houses. Who still needs an open house for this weekend? Emmanuel, we're gonna check.
There's an app that I use.
Mhm.
Everybody can use it. Kind Master,
KINE Master. Mhm.
you don't have to.
I'm gonna put that in the email when I send the slides out.
This one's different camera. And if you can act it, you can get that is very easy to use. And if nobody needs help, just call me. I'm here all the time. Yeah.
Karina was my first interview on At Home with Cynthia. And Doug has come on my talk show, so I will be inviting others on my talk show. And we can do it on Zoom or in person. It's just something fun to do. And as I started doing it, I felt more comfortable as I went through. And that's gonna happen for you too. And someone's gonna contact you, go, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were a realtor. Like, how do you not know? But this is what happens because people forget. Visuals, short and sweet, let's put it out there. So at your next open house, do a quick video. This is the piece, again, we talked about with open houses. It is not doing a favor for me to hold the open house, it's doing a favor for your business. But you've got to use the app. If you do not have the open house app and you need help loading that on, let me know or let Doug know. We're happy to help you because that's going to track your people. They're in your system. Invite them to every open house you have. I don't care where they're looking. They just need to hear from you. Then get them to Karina. Get them in for buyer's consultation and meet with Karina. It is imperative that you do not waste your time and gas on someone who's not gas. That might be someone you want to incubate for later, but you want to take the person who's committed now. 7%, you're committed. You're committed, I'm committed. We're going to find a house. If you still need an open house for this weekend, Shaprice and I have the list. There's some additions we need to put on there, but let me know who needs a house and we will get you in there because this is going to be a great weekend. Go on to Weichert University because on there's information too for November open house. It's guest appreciation month. So how you might want to do that, I don't know if you have extra balloons to give out to the kids who come, but they're going to talk to you about what to do. There's videos on there, real easy. Check the tips that are on there for open houses. It's in the resources. Remind them, we do it all guaranteed, especially now when you're looking at the change in interest rates. We're still guaranteeing this. Karina is like, we're going to close. She's in there the other day. I was like, Karina, what? Come on over, because I was chatting and she was like, I'm working on this for someone. I'm like, I got it. She's time blocked because she's working for you. So we're going to get something closed for someone really quickly. Check this, ask Karina. And speaking of, we're going to turn it over to Karina right now.
I don't have too much for you, but we had the meeting Wednesday, so pretty much updated you guys as far as the market was concerned on Wednesday. But yet we feel like the Fed did say that the recent reports that came about may change their perception. Don't know yet. They certainly have a new light that has flashed, that we might have hit the ceiling. That's just my general estimation of what's happening to the market and what Fed is saying. Before it was like, rates are going up, rates are going up, rates are going up. And now it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe we just need to hold off. So the actual report comes out next week. Next week is going to tell us a lot about what's happening, with rates going forward. Like I said, if they continue to go higher, you'll see adjustable products come out, and those will be the products that we'll be able to offer your clients. If not, and then if we start turning lower, maybe we'll settle down into something reasonable. I you're not gonna see 3, you're probably not gonna see 4, you're probably not gonna see 5. I would say maybe like 5.5, 6%. Before the pandemic, that's where we were like 5.8, 5.5% interest rate on a 30-year fix. Let's hope, let's cross our fingers and see what happens, but certainly all this economic reports that's coming out, and housing, there's a lot of reports coming out in housing, existing home sales, we're at the end of the year, we're getting an idea of what the year did overall, so that's definitely positive, because if people don't buy houses, they don't buy goods, right? Whenever people get into a house, they buy paint, they buy furniture, they buy, coffee tables and lamps, and that is all good for the economy. So think of it like this, your jobs, what you do today helps the American economy to thrive. So think about it like that when you're talking to a customer, have them achieve an investment long-term, right? Because this is pretty much probably going to be the only investment that people make, the biggest purchase that they're going to make in their life, right? So let's get in there, talk to our clients, keep them informed, certainly keep, up to date as far as the market is concerned with me. I certainly don't want you to go out there and say something that is not the case and be totally outside of not knowing where the rates are and what they're doing. I don't want you to really talk about interest rates because we are licensed to be able to do that. Somebody will call you, right? We take training, we do continuing education. Same as you guys, there are a lot more hours because remember, the recession and what happened in 2008 eventually was, the faults went to the banks. So I take a lot of licensing courses and a lot of, education to be able to put my business out there. All right. I have open house flyers for you guys. I know that you guys have been doing these open houses. I have tons of different types, some of them show you 3 pictures, 5 pictures, 7 pictures, whatever you want me to show you, I can do that. But it'll basically give you an idea, give the client an idea of where programs are. Give them like scenarios, purchase scenarios, which will be helpful. You need them, let me know. I can email them to you. You can have them on your email, you print them here. I like to set them up and have them in a folder for you, ready for pickup. So
That way they just know, what am I paying per month? I'm gonna have this house for 30 years. So what am I paying per month? Like buying a car. I just want to know, what is my monthly payment? That's it.
student loans, I just want you guys to know on student loans, that the student loans were deferred until January 2023 to start payments in 2023 because of the pandemic, right? That's still coming. They haven't said, that student loans won't start making payments as of January 2023. But I am seeing a lot of clients with student loans. And I guess because they're not paying it, they don't factor it into their heads as a monthly payment because they're not exercising the payment right now. But we're mortgages, right? The mortgage is going to be for 30 years. So I must consider the monthly payment on a student loan. So what I'm doing is speaking to your clients and letting them know that right off the bat, when I see a student loan, it says zero payments on there, go to the education office, call them, whoever you have, and ask them for an actual letter. If it's deferred, wonderful. If it's deferred 2-3 years out, I don't even need to use it. They can qualify without it. If it's due within the next 6 months, they gotta qualify. And it's certain, if they don't have a payment, or they can't calculate a payment, you're gonna get worst case scenario, and it's gonna be 1% of the balance. It's a high fee. All right, so. All right, so just as far as qualification is concerned, I am also seeing a lot of credit scores very low. There's situations that have happened, I guess because of the pandemic, they weren't working, they were on unemployment, missed payments here, missed payments there. 1 missed payment isn't gonna make a big deal. 2-3 missed payments, now you're affecting credit score. And obviously they're not coming in with the best interest rate, right? I can't offer them a great interest rate if there's risk involved. All right, anything else that you guys need, just let me know. I will be out of the office on Monday of Tuesday next week. I do have coverage, a mortgage advisor coverage, Joe Margot, who is my colleague, will be handling my situations on Monday and Tuesday. I will be back on Tuesday night. If you need me and you have a client and they're looking to get pre-qualified, you can certainly schedule me on the Wednesday. I'll be here in the morning. You can say to them, Karina's back on Wednesday. What time do you want to meet her? Or what time do you want her to call you? You know, set up appointments for me. I have no problem with that. And I could call them as early as Tuesday night. So if you have somebody that you need me to speak to, absolutely send me an email, send me a text. I'm going to be connected, but I'm not connected. All right. And then anything that you need, you know, that you can reach out to Margot. I pretty much will be able to handle whatever pipeline I have right now. Everybody pretty much knows where we're at as far as loans are concerned. We shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. And I will be back on Wednesday after I have on the beach.
Have a quiz. What is the maximum sales price we will lend on a VA mortgage with no money down? A, 647,200. B, 970,800. C, 1,500,000, or D, depends on where the property is located.
B.
We got an A, we got a B. Who else? A, B, C, or D? Who said what? Who said D?
Depends on the location too. People in the summer, which is more than, you know, one bedroom is like 2 bedrooms, like over $500,000.
The maximum sale price for VA is C.
1.5.
Yes, $1,500,000. So when you see that VA buyer, welcome VA buyer. Thank you for your service. Let's get you into a house. Mhm.
My count, so you got
So, and these is not the same thing, you know?
Sorry, Ramon.
Michael there.
See, Ramon is trying to work his way through. He's like, it's gonna be D.
2 bedroom house over $500,000.
But the people in Summit are looking for, you don't need 100% financing. The people that live in Summit, big down, big.
Well, thank you, everybody online. Those here, we have lunch, and I will see you guys later. All righty. Bye, everybody.